Welcome to our part 2 of this very wonderful discussion. We are still with Reverend Christine Nakyeyune Busuulwa, and we're coming to you from Wayland here in Massachusetts, where the Lord has positioned her and the congregation that she oversees as a rector. And the journey we had in part 1 was she told us of how she came to the USA. She's been here for 22 years serving the Lord, and her entire ministry, which is a 25-year ministry from the time she was ordained in Uganda. She told us in Mityana. So today, this is part 2 of our conversation, and we are honored to still be with you, and we hope that you will be not be just learning, but you also be empowered in the things that are going to be shared in the name of Jesus. Reverend, we are so happy.
Thank you so much for having me,
for giving us another opportunity to come and talk for this other part 2. Thank you for part 1. Personally, I learned a lot, and there are so many things that we can take from what you shared last week. Yeah. And today I want us to start from where we stopped, or to have to go into a different kind of question concerning still your ministry, because we saw your journey in Mityana. You come here, you talk to us about the fact that you're doing bivocational, you are working, but at the same time you are also serving the Lord's people, yes. Which I felt was such a big challenge for me, I would think, given the work that you have to do at the end of the day. But today, I want us to start off with, let's start with family. Maybe start with family. I'm really so interested. When you told us that you've been here for 22 years, and your husband is not yet here. No. First, tell us that picture. So you arrived 22 years ago. Which year was that when you came?
Yeah, but first of all, I want to greet the people out there.
Oh, we didn't do that?
No, we didn't.
Good, sorry.
Dear beloved, greetings to you wherever you are. I know some of you are very close here in Boston. Probably you'll be the most interested in our conversation here because we know each other. But there could be people who are far,
yes,
especially in Uganda and different parts of the world. Greetings to you.
Yes. I'm sorry I skipped that. So when you come, had you met Mr. Busuulwa then,
yes,
or you had met him already? Did you
have
kids then?
By the way, we had seen each other. I was teaching on the same school. We had seen each other for, I think, exactly 2 years. We were fond of each other, we're just friends, but none of us knew that we would end up this way.
Did you meet in Mityana?
We met in Mityana, but surprisingly, he was a friend. He is a longtime friend, a childhood friend of my good friend, Reverend Olivia, Reverend Canon Olivia Luvumo, who is in Mokono right now. So when I reached in Mityana, he's like, oh yeah, by the way, that's my good friend. So I'm like, oh, even better. So yeah, so we began talking. I want to say that our dating didn't take long. I think we married within 6 months, not more, of knowing each other.
That's good.
Yeah, but we had known each other 2 years, but not that way. Yeah.
So the opportunity for you comes to come here. Didn't that shake him? Didn't that scare him?
It did. We tried coming together because first time I wasn't married, then second time I was, and we tried for me and him to come together, but he didn't get the visa, so I came, and that was hard. I know. Because at some point he said, "Why do you have to go?" And then I'm like, "I need to go." Yeah. And then I'm like, "I'm coming back." I thought things were very easy. I said, "I'll come back." And indeed, I've been going back, as many times as possible, but he needs to be here, or I need to be, whatever it is, but we need to be together. And I believe it's going to happen very soon.
So yeah, I mean, it's been a journey of 22 years, right?
Yeah, I know.
So by the time you came, did you have any kid yet at that time, or you hadn't yet had kids?
The second time, yes, I had.
You had one or two?
One.
So, and you said you have 4?
She's here, actually, she's right here.
Oh yeah, I think I saw her around.
She could have come and said hello.
She's your assistant.
Yeah.
So, but you said you have 4?
I have 4 children.
4 children. So that means
between me and him, we have 4 children, and all of us have only those 4 children.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So the rest came after.
What do you mean coming?
Like you had one before you came here.
Yes.
So
yes.
the rest of the kids you had them when you're here.
Yes. So I would go back and I'd go back and come back.
So first of all, how challenging has it been for you
Um,
to be here for 22
mentally,
years?
it's not good, and I don't recommend it for anybody. And these days, I see people say, "Oh, my lover, oh, my fiance is in Uganda." In my head, of course, I don't tell people. Some I can, or I do, but many in my mind, I'm like, why? Get somebody who is here, because the hustle, the effort, the work of getting that person here, or you even. Saying now I'm leaving America to go is really, you know, it's a lot of work. So I would rather that get the person next to you, do the marriage. After all, life is short, you know. We don't know how long we're going to be here on earth. But if that's how you're going to get a spouse, then that's your cross to carry, I would say.
I mean, it sounds easy because you are a reverend, but...
No, it's not. I would say it's not easy because mentally it's not. Because, and at the time I came was difficult. 2023, 2024, even having a cell phone was tough.
No, 2003. You said
2003.
2003, yeah. Not, yeah, 2003.
The cell phones were there.
Oh, yeah, 2003 was
but it
hard.
was... You had to be of a certain income level to comfortably have a cell phone. So we're using the landlines at most times, and we're using cards. There was a time I piled up cards. You know the cards, $10 calling cards. And to make matters worse, you call him, and at that time nobody had spoken in my life really to know the importance of sleep and all that.
Yeah.
So you call at the wrong time.
Yeah.
He's frustrated. He's like, I need to sleep. You're frustrated. How can you want to sleep when I'm cold?
When I'm cold,
and then there's no talking for days, for months, and then disorganized. Before you know it, that year is gone. The other year is gone. So somebody needs to talk into our lives. Actually, I would like to share that to the world at some point, is to invest in yourself, to know a lot of things in your life, and that's one of them, is to know how to communicate. For example, we could have communicated between the two of us and said, oh, by the way, the time you call me, I really need to sleep, because the next day, he's a teacher too. I need to be at the parade, and I need to be awake.
Yes.
He didn't communicate that well. He said, you call me at the wrong time, I need to sleep. So meanwhile, I'm like, how can you say that to me when I'm calling?
And I want to call you.
Before you know it, you're not calling each other constantly, or you're calling when you're just talking about important things or stuff like that. But now it has gotten better because we have WhatsApp and things like that, so we can call at any time. And we have learned that in long distance relationships, one of your biggest budgets is communication via online, whatever platform you choose. You don't have to be frugal on the finances and say, oh, by the way, we're spending a big chunk of money on communication. No, it's necessary, right? You know, you have to. That's one of the things that you need to put on the budget and say, you know what, we spend this amount of money and we know why we're doing it. It's for our own good. So communication is really, really important. So you paint the picture. So because it's always imagination. What is she doing? What is he doing? Who is he talking to? Who is she talking to?
Yes.
So in the calling, you're always painting that picture to the other person. Oh, by the way, I'm at school. Oh, by the way, I'm at work. I'm doing this. So they get to know your friends even before they get to meet them. At one time, I surprised Mr. Busuulwa that I told him, go to Kenya. The first time I got my green card. I said, go to Kenya. You know so-and-so? They were our white friends. And I said, go to Kenya. They're going to find you there with our first daughter. They love us so much that they're sad we're separated. So they wanted at least for them to come. They're on their way to South Africa. And indeed, they had their children in South Africa. They were missionaries. They had served in South Africa. So now they were here in Cambridge, Massachusetts. So I told him to go and wait for them in Kenya at Hotel 360, something like that. And he didn't know it was me who was coming. So, you know, so when you
That was after how long?
4 years.
4 years, yeah.
When you, that's what I'm talking about. You paint the picture of your world. So when I told him they are coming, he knew them, how important they were in my life.
Yes.
So that's what communication does. So communication is very important in a long distance relationship, and it is very expensive. And even at that, still the other person doesn't know you. I mean, there's still need for more opening up and stuff like that. Yeah, but it's challenging, and I don't wish it for anybody, whether young or old. But when it happens, communication, transparent, and trust. Without trust, I mean, you're gonna bust. You're gonna.
Yeah, because that's what I was going to say, that. Of course, as I said, for you being a reverend, someone said, but no, she has the grace of God, you know.
It is there. I don't
to
want to
manage
lie. It is
by struggle. But from your biggest lessons, as you've said, communication is key. How about there's this whole feeling that most people have in diaspora, that you kind of grow apart. Like you realize you changed a lot. He's changed a lot.
Every year I've had to, like those 4 years, that was a lot of relearning each other. And now every year we go, and then somebody's apologizing for this or introducing this or reintroducing this, and I'm like, you're talking to me. Or probably even me when I talk to him, I'm like, why would you have to say all of that? It's me you're talking to. But they've forgotten you.
Yeah.
And we're younger, but now we're older. We are getting into that stage of forgetfulness. So each time you're combining all those things together with the long distance, it's not good. But the grace of God is there that has kept us. There's been challenges, very many, but God has been faithful. But I want to thank Mr. Busuulwa. I want to thank him because I've never been surprised by anything that would. I've never doubted him or anything like that. So I'm thankful that I have the kind of person that he is.
I'm sure he's equally grateful to God as well, because he has not had any reports from Boston about Reverend Christine. No, but also let's now look about the kids. You said some of the kids are here and the others are there.
Yes.
How challenging is that as well for you as a parent, not having all your kids at the same time? Some are there, some are here. Is it a decision you took, or is it?
Oh yeah, we've had to take several decisions at every turn of life because things change. There was a time we had only one child, and I had hoped they would come him and the child would come, and then we would have the rest here. But then as time was, going on, we women have the biological clock. I said no. As we're waiting for these other things, let's also do this. But also that also comes delays the process, because you would have been talking to a lawyer, you would have been talking to an immigration officer at some point, but you're in the maternity ward now, or you're taking care of these other things. So they all tend to work either for or against each other sometimes. But then along the way, we decided to have those children. So we've had them, and surprisingly, they're not too close to each other. They're like 4.5 years apart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the firstborn, she says she's in college, or she's finished
college.
Oh, okay. And then the other ones are
finishing high school or finishing
still
high
here.
School. Yeah.
And then the other ones are in Uganda.
No, the three.
The three.
There.
Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah.
That's been wonderful.
Yeah.
And
because this one, the second, was going to actually leave us. I mean, when a kid turns 18 in this country, they're free to go.
Yeah.
But at 13, I decided that they would be with the dad. There were other decisions, like economical. Others were
that's what I wanted to ask you.
But there was also that we said, Judith needs to know her father before we know she will not, because at that point she was 13, and she would only visit her dad.
Oh,
Actually, up to
'cause
now,
she was here
when Judith
predominantly.
talks to you, she's like, "How is home? Home is Boston."
Oh.
Yeah, so how is home?
Oh,
so
yeah.
there, she thinks she's just going
She's
to
visiting.
visit. So whenever she visited within the 13 years, it was like, "Oh, those people. For us, we live here."
Oh, yeah, because that's what I was going to say, that the growing apart is also happening with the kids.
With the
'cause
kids, oh yes.
They're in this setting here, and then they go to the other setting.
Yes.
And even the upbringing. Maybe talk to us about the upbringing, because some people have told me, well, raising a kid here is a bit hard in terms of instilling discipline and values compared to home. What is your take on that?
But if you, first of all, deal with the both of you, husband and wife, or mother and father of this kid or these children. Discover who you are. Be knowledgeable of whatever values you hold, then agree with each other. Then after that, then move on to the kid. But you being disorganized, it's not gonna bring the kind of results that I think you have. And then together you have a common front now to deal with the kid or to create that environment that you think the kid can be nurtured in, and then you can work out shifts and stuff work schedules, and then because for me, I always tell my friends that the kid, it's about guarding them. Creating that environment is a dance, so that they don't get into bad spaces that could take them. But if you're alone, it's tough. But I would rather be alone than be with a disorganized partner.
Oh, you're right. You're very right.
Because then you're fighting this partner, and then
Yes.
you're dealing with the kid at the same time. So you'd rather be alone.
I think what you said is really very important, that you first understand your parenting style together.
Yes.
As a couple, agree your direction. If you're saying, me, I'm Catholic, for you are Christian, you have first sort that as parents, where our kids going to pray from, before we can still fight, before we start fighting with them about go to church, where do they want to go? Do we expect kids to go and sleep over, or they don't have to sleep over?
Because you give permission, I come, I cancel.
I say
it's not
no.
gonna work.
Yeah.
Then the kids are confused. Who do I?
Wow.
And I've had parents who, one parent is saying, I don't want you having boyfriends at this time, and the other parent is like, now which one did you bring? So it's already defeating.
Wow.
In a sense.
That's deep.
Yeah.
The other thing, before we leave family, I want us to also touch a bit. So we talked about the waiting and the press of distance, managing a long distance
You do grow apart.
relationship.
I want to warn you. You do grow apart.
And before you know it, you don't even
You do
understand
grow
each other,
apart.
which is really tough.
Yes. But you need to be kind. You need a spouse who's kind. You need to be kind yourself. Even if you're not born naturally kind, you could develop.
Go into that a bit. What do you mean?
Well, if you have a spouse who's not kind, they're selfish. So they only think about themselves. So whatever they do, they don't think of the other person. It's them first. So, even if you're not in the mood to do good, but because you're a kind person, you're considerate. Usually you're like, okay, if this happened to me, would I like it? Or if I did this, I don't think that person would feel good. So they could do things out of pitying you or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's all good. But if you get a selfish person, primarily they are selfish, it's going to be tough. But getting a person who is kind really thinks of you and says, oh no, how will Christine really take this or the other? You need that.
And
to the both of you.
And it's always hard to tell how selfish you are, I think, until you're with someone. Because somebody told me marriage is the best place that God can use to test the hearts of men, to show you how cruel you are, how selfish, as you said. From your own lessons, what were some of the lessons you learned about yourself?
I know.
That you felt, okay, I'm a reverend, but I think I need to change.
Oh yeah, very many. I don't know. I can't remember.
Of course,
but definitely, there've been moments when I've been resentful to my husband, and I'm sure him as well, because of the long way. We could say you did that, you didn't do that. He could say you didn't do that. We could say that forever. but we need to be kind to each other and say, you know what, life happens. If things, even bad things happen to good people as well. So
yes.
we know that.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Being kind, that's key. Let's talk about investment as well before we jump away from that. Sometimes also, I mean, you're in the same community, so you hear a lot about money separating couples. You know, I worked hard, I sent money home for this investment. How have you managed your investments?
I solved that on day
family?
one of 22 years ago. I solved it completely and it's never been a problem.
Give us a solution.
I have no issues with Mr. Busuulwa.
How did
about
you solve
money.
it? How did you solve it?
He has no issues with me. That thing was put out, and I wasn't.
Give us a secret. There has to be a lesson that.
There was a lesson. As soon as I got here, I started listening to stories of immigrant women, in my case, who had sent money back home, and their husbands had just done whatever they want. I heard of a Ghanaian woman who was in the UK, and she, you know how the UK is sometimes, especially for immigrants, squeezed spaces and all that. And for somebody even to be in a more squeezed space, just to survive, so that they send whatever they earn back there. So, you know, issues around deportation and stuff like that. It was happening a lot at the time. These days I don't hear much of it, or probably I'm not even listening. But this woman was deported, but she was like, unless I've sent most of my money back home. So when she gets home, she cannot see even where the husband is.
Wow.
When she tried to trace him, the guy was in a very different life with another woman and all that. Imagine you're deported, you have nothing.
Zero.
I said, that's not going to happen to me. I invested in me. Most of my money has gone in me.
What does that mean?
I've paid most of my education. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was like, wait, did she eat oil?
I paid. There were times when I got scholarship. There was times when the government helped me out of America. There were times when I paid for my own education. So it's a combination of all those things, and I did that intentionally. You know, I overdid it. I could have done a little bit of it because at some point it hurts you now. But I did that. I said, something that is in me, nobody can take it out.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I did that.
If you have a degree, who's going to take it?
Nobody.
If you have your,
If I eat at a restaurant,
eat
nobody.
well, sleep well,
Yes.
buy yourself a nice clothes and stuff.
Whatever thing I've sent home, whether it is my dad, my family, whatever, it is that thing that I cannot even remember. I said from day one, I'm not sending that kind of money that I don't have. Where I sleep.
I know. Prioritize your life here.
In
a couch, in
a couch or whatever, and then send all the money only to here. It went different directions, and then I've had people here. They've had strokes. Whatever, because they thought that they're building a life with somebody. So our life is very simple. Me and Mr. Busuulwa are very, very simple.
That's nice.
We just have what is enough. We can eat, drink, and all that. We don't have all those things that will drive us. So we solved that on day one.
That's nice.
And he has no quarrels with that.
Wow.
I don't.
Wow. I mean, I'm impressed because money is a big point of discussion, and people hide their money, people hide their wealth. Let's say you have Mr. Busuulwa let's say you live where? In Kampala.
Yeah.
And the wife will have a separate project in Mpigi that is going on, but Mr. Busuulwa is not even aware. So I've heard of those stories.
I did that one time, and I had to apologize within 4 months. So I did. But I had heard of those conversations. I didn't believe in them. I was already a minister, ordained minister, and I was here. And the reason I did it was I wanted to support the kids that are born of my mother, because Mr. Busuulwa was taking care of them. I said, this is too much. Let me buy a piece of land, build a piece of property there, so these kids can move there and do, and support themselves. We'll have a business on one side, and then accommodation on the other
side.
Boom. And I'm telling you, I couldn't even do it. Within 4 months, I had told him and I had apologized. I've never done it again. And I'll never do it. With the knowledge I have, I can never do anything behind him in terms of investment, because you don't gain anything. You don't gain anything. In fact, you lose.
Yes.
And if you die, soon those are the things, the burdens that you're going to leave your family, because they'll be like, oh, he has this property, she had this property. You mean she even had this property? So how do we go back? Then people are fighting and all that.
That's if they know. Money is always a big point that separates couples.
It is big, especially here where we hear 50-50. I've never understood that. I follow those conversations of bring half and I bring half. I don't know how we can even break that into half in terms of money, in terms of labor, in terms of emotional support. I don't know if that can even be half and half. So, as I said, you just have to be kind to each other.
Yes.
Because in this season of life, I could bring 150, and you're bringing totally negative. And in another half of our life,
you're bringing more and I bring less.
I've seen that happen. I have a Jamaican friend who was supporting his family way back, and the kids were going to school, the wife was going to school, and he was the person supporting them. But now he was much older than the wife and the kids. Now they're supporting him. He has no income, and they're supporting him. And they're comfortable. They're happy to do that. So we forget that there will be seasons in life, for whatever reason.
Today up, tomorrow I'm down. Tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, do you think Mr. Busuulwa still wants to come, or he's happy now?
He sends mixed messages. You do. He sends mixed messages because he keeps on telling him and his mother love each other so much. They're like this.
Yeah.
So at times he's like, no, I'm not leaving my mother, and I understand, and I can share that feeling. Then at other times he's like, oh, I think my family now needs me. So I don't know, at times probably we tell God different things and God is like, should I not? And things like that happen. But I think he wants to come because we want to give the kids a chance to live in this country.
Of course, even when he comes, it's going to put some level of strain. If you have things going on.
He's coming much older?
No. If you have things home that maybe is supervising or monitoring, whatever it is.
Good enough, we don't have a lot.
You don't have.
So that's not a problem. No, seriously, I'm serious.
We
don't.
Again, as I said,
we just have enough to. We won't go hungry.
I have so much respect for you. I honestly have so much respect. Not just because you're a minister, because marriage, somebody told me, it puts off your priestly robe and then makes you remember that you are lonely. Reverend Christine, you are human, you are lonely, you are alone. Your husband is not here. So that can have a lot of depression. It can have, lessons in America. The challenge is being a reverend is hard because you are at people's weddings, you are at people's funerals, you are at people. So like you can see people's lives transforming and people are happy. They're like, wait, I don't have my husband. Wow. 2 years.
But I've also seen
3
things
years,
change.
4 years, 5 years.
I've seen people being couples, and then I've seen people not being couples. Then I've seen people like they're an item, then I see people they're not. And I'm like, this world, or people have nothing, nobody, and then they have somebody. It's all different things that are happening, but you just need to find who you are, and then move on. Don't misunderstand me. There are times when you feel lonely, but I'm glad that he's a phone call away.
Oh yeah, and I say he's understanding. Let's talk.
There's no time that I called and he's not there.
Oh yeah, because the time difference is always the hardest one. 8 hours ahead. Once you understand that mathematics, as you said, let's respect each other's sleep time, rest time. You're waking up, I'm sleeping. You're sleeping, I'm waking up. Let's have this time frame to talk. Parenting.
And when you don't live with a person, you have little to talk about. Because now when we're living together, look, we ate food. We could talk about that days. But now there's nothing for us to share. It becomes very difficult. We talk about what happened on that hill in Metiana, and there's no more to talk about. Because now the new experiences, I wasn't there. He has to explain a lot, and you get tired.
I know.
So before you know it,
he gets used to what to share and what.
Yeah.
As a reverend, I've heard of stories where parents are struggling to keep their kids in the faith with them. How has been your experience? Especially in this country. I mean, even in Uganda it's hard, but in this country, like pastors are struggling to just keep their kids in the church, their own churches. So good enough,
I knew it way back that I cannot do it by myself. I really need the grace of God. And I need a group of believers to stand with me. My parenting style is the child belongs to the village. and I need to be close to that faith-believing village now to have impact on these children now that we're talking about, my children. So I have that style of raising a child within society, within community. So I want to put things in place, structures that not only benefit me, but also like other kids who are now. So if a believer is gifted in praying, I'll be like, you go to Auntie so-and-so, now it's praying time.
Okay.
Or if another one is good at reading the Bible. And I've had a lot of women who have helped me raise my kids right now, especially now in Uganda. Those group of women helping Mr. Busuulwa. I knew I couldn't leave him alone, so I had to sort of have those ladies. They've been very
and they
good.
talk to her like a mother figure.
Exactly.
Wow. Yeah, because the challenge is we're living in a different world. Like as I was saying earlier, in Uganda, I can spank my kid, and it's not a big issue. In America, I can't spank your kid.
No,
like
I tried.
It's tough.
I was pregnant with my last kid, and I was telling my second kid, come carry my groceries, and she was like, nah.
Wow.
I said, you. So I ran around the community with that stick. I've never done it again.
Oh,
That was
yeah,
my
they'll
first
call
one.
police on you.
I know. I was lucky. She just loves me so much. So she just decided not to do it. She didn't want to do it, but she just decided not to call the police.
To call the police, yeah.
She knew I was just mad for a while.
Yes.
But I was mad that she couldn't come and help me with the groceries. But for the most part, she's a good kid. I was in government housing for quite a while, and that was not a good environment for them, and I noticed it. So that's part of the reason I've reorganized my family life and eventually build it back together again. So,
good.
But, prayer, surrounding myself with, prayerful people and teachers of the word for the children.
To help with the parenting.
With the parenting.
Wow.
No, I'm very aware I can't do it by myself.
Yeah, because you have a very busy life, Reverend.
Especially because Mr. Busuulwa was not there. Because I need to do ministry, I need to do the other, I need to, So I knew from day one that I would not be around 24/7.
Yes. Wow. Your life is a journey full of miracles. But let's talk about now the ministry. Let's first go into, of course, even marriage is a ministry, family is a ministry. That's your first line ministry, actually.
Exactly.
Even if you struggle in this ministry of Wayland, which we don't want to happen, but you don't want to struggle in your first
family.
line.
Exactly.
At least your children are your first, disciples that you need to really evangelize and win their souls for Jesus, which is hard, by the way, because they see you, they're like, maybe mommy, this is for her, but not for me, so I have to find my way, and she's dragging me around, pulling me to come to church. But getting them to really fall in love with the ministry, it is something.
Now that's something, that is, I think, that somebody else could talk about how they see us. But from where I stand, I feel like I've done enough, and I know that they love the Lord. Can they articulate? I'm yet to see that, but I see my third, she's really passionate. She's really passionate about the gospel. She loves to memorize scripture. She loves to share it. And the last one, they're really gifted on that one. I see that in them.
Well, yeah, we continue to pray for them, because as for kids, as we've seen for most times, that you really can't tell whether they really love the ministry or they love me. Are they afraid of breaking my heart, or they, but as they grow, you begin to see it. Like once they get 25, 26, you'll get to see their hearts.
As a minister, you will have that fear.
Yeah.
But once you really, really get to know the Lord, that's not your place.
Yeah.
That's something you release to the Lord.
That's beyond
you. Pray
you.
for them.
Yeah.
You do the best you can to create that environment, but that's all you can do. And you leave the rest to God.
Well, you're doing excellent. At least from our end, we don't know about what Mr. Busuulwa sees, but from our perspective, you are doing excellent. Let's talk about ministry. What do you feel have been, let's say, one or two, your biggest success stories for the 22 years that you've been in Boston? It doesn't have to be, I built a cathedral, I did the...
Oh my God.
It can be in terms of the community, strengthening people. It can be being there for people when, you know.
I'll be proud this time and allow me. I think I've been a positive influence in the community at not just some level, at a big level, in many different ways. I've done community work, I've done ministry, I've preached the gospel. I've been there for people in different times, especially in sad times. That's one of the things that I'm proud of. I'm also proud that I've been, I am a founding partner of the Anglican community as it is today.
Ooh,
because
in Boston?
In Boston, because
wow,
it was there.
That's big.
It was there many years ago, even before we were here. There were ministers that were here in the 90s and all that, but it was a different ministry. For them, they were part of they didn't do the African church. They were part of the mainline street American church.
Okay.
And so when they came to the community, now they can come. They did mostly what we would call house ministry.
Oh, house to, okay. Oh, okay.
House to house.
They didn't have like an address like here where you are.
No. They would do like house ministry where they would probably meet and do a prayer, or they can bring Holy Communion to those who are in live-ins. You know, live-ins,
yes,
people who work around the clock in a place. They can't come out. Wow. So they take Holy Communion to those people. That ministry was there in the 90s.
Wow.
And yeah, in the 90s. So those ministers, Anglican ministers, were
like
here.
Door to door, coming and walking and going.
Well, you can't even do that. You have to call. You have to make an arrangement. You can't do that here in America.
No.
It's not like that. But it was there. So we don't want to say that there was not ministry. There was ministry in different form. But as it is today, where we said this is our church.
Yeah, like centralized it into a location.
Yes.
You have.
Yes.
I mean, today I didn't want to come in with my cameras because. Again, I didn't tell people, but this was a huge congregation I found today.
Oh,
big congregation. Yeah.
You could have.
Well, yeah, but people sometimes are sensitive when they see cameras. They're like, why are they recording us? But this was nice. So you're one of those. We can confidently say founding partners.
Yes.
For the Anglican Church.
For the Anglican Church, Dr. Kassirie, Reverend Dr. Kassirie.
Who is he?
Reverend Mary Tesubira. He's retired now.
Oh, okay.
But he did a great job.
He went back to Uganda?
He's halfway there, halfway here.
Oh, okay. And Reverend Mary is also in Uganda?
He's also in Uganda now. They retired. Next it will be me. Now the young ones are coming up. Yeah, but I'm proud to be a part of that beginning. And I'm glad to see how it is growing. And I'm praying for the entire ministry. At least God enabled us to show that it is possible, that things can work, things can be done, and God's gospel can be preached.
I mean, think of it, 22 years. You've seen people come, people go. You've seen people die, people getting born.
Yes.
How does that change? How has that changed you over time as a minister? You're in a foreign land. It
has humbled me, and I've realized that life is not stagnant. It changes, and you need something to anchor on. As you ask what is my biggest achievement or my success, I was like, knowing the Lord Jesus Christ is a big success for me, because that's the thing that I hold on to, that doesn't change, that gives me hope, that brings me back when I'm wondering, which direction to take. And I think that is the biggest challenge that one can have, and I'm glad to know it, that the Lord is the Lord of my life, and I submit to Him and obey at any time, every time. Actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bring me to a question also I hadn't planned about asking you. I know you talked about it earlier, of planning to retire. Do you have a plan in your head of when you feel you will have done your work?
I never thought about that up until 2020. Because for me, I was still in that mode. Well, I would say up to 2018, because that's when I had to do a Viva, defend. And after that, now I came out of that life of you're going to school, now it's real life. And I said, oh. Then I realized the financial burden on me. I realized how much my family needed me, because at that time I was so much into a different world. 2018 prepared me for 2020.
Oh, okay.
So that's when I realized, oh my goodness, I need to work. Now, 2020 comes, we get the first lockdown. A former secretary of our church, we had a secretary of the Episcopal Church where we were, and us. And so she remembered me, and she was doing, what would you call it, personal finances, but there's a bigger word, financial advisor or something like that. So she calls me. For her, she wasn't necessarily looking for me, although she had hoped that I could join, but she wanted the people behind me.
Oh, okay, your congregation.
Yes. She was like, can you send this word to other people? I'm like, what is that? And there was a catchword, women and finances. For me, women, I'm good. So, and finances, and because 2018 prepared me, it was a good combination of words. So I got into the online seminar, and it opened up my eyes.
That's 2018.
2022.
2018,
my eyes open up.
Yes.
I realized that I need to work,
and then we
but I have no plan, but I'm
COVID.
aware. And 2020, that's when I meet this world of, you know, the financial literacy world, and it opens up to me, and I get into all different sections, life insurance, things like that, and I'm more aware. Now, within that, we were asked to write a vision for our lives. So you've heard of things like vision board or things like that.
Yes.
So that exercise.
Where you see yourself in 20 years, 10 years, 5 years.
So my year of retirement is 2038.
2038.
I don't know why, but it's on my vision board. So that's when.
How old will you be?
I'm thinking I'll be 65.
You're too young for that.
I think that's what
I
I think.
Do Reverends ever retire?
Yes. In Uganda, here it's around 72. In America, most churches, but in Uganda, 65. They retire young. Some of them are still healthy and able to do certain things. So that's why you see them moving into other ministries, because they're still able. Yeah, but what we need, nobody retires until you can't afford that.
Yeah.
But what we mean is to move out of this, what do you call it, the rat race?
Yes.
The rat race?
Yeah. I think it's good to have a plan, as you say.
Yes.
Okay.
To move out of the rat race. And I'm preparing my children too. I talk to them about it. And my extended family, we talk about finances with these kids and tell them, you guys, we need to, you need to help us retire. Because if you are not doing what you're supposed to do, most kids at 21, 22, they're mature. You can see where they're going, that they're going in a good direction. But if at 23, at 24, we're still wondering whether you've eaten.
Yes.
You see how you're not making us retire very well. Even at 18, you can see a kid is moving in the right direction. So we talk about these things at a family level, at a personal level, at a church level. There was a time I would bring to St. Luke those financial advisors. These days I don't even see it. They would move from church to church, but I would be like, calm, different speakers, different perspectives, so that everybody can find where now their need is.
So 2038 is what you say?
2038 is my running out of the rat race.
Oh, yeah.
And forming into another thing. So my plan is really, I have an organization called Nehemiah Missions.
Oh,
yeah. It's
sweet.
been there for many years.
Is it here or in Uganda?
It's with me.
But
it's dormant.
A briefcase organization.
Exactly. But it's dormant. But that's how I'm planning to transition.
What does it do? What do you want it to do?
It's sort of like a charity organization.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So you're thinking...
So there's a component of preaching the word of God, as the driving force.
Why is it
but
still
also
in
helping
the
the
briefcase?
needy.
Why is it still in the briefcase?
Because I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm still working on this and the other and the other. It needs time.
Because
I need to register it. I need to find funds. So I have 2 people that I'm taking care of right now within that organization back in Uganda.
I kind of feel like this is the right time for it.
And
in your prime, because when you're in your prime, you have many contacts. You have friends that partners can work with you. You have key people. Once you get towards retirement, you've lost so many of the critical people that really were passionate about you. So maybe this could be time. But again, that is between you
Yeah.
and God for Nehemiah. That brings me to the church now. In sight of your plan 2038, Vision 20, where does that put the church? Have you started like grooming people? I always tell myself, I mean, I'm an evangelist, so I already think of today could be the day of the return of our Lord. But where does that leave what He
Said,
assigned
look,
me?
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
Something I'm proud of is that I'm a part of a kind of church that already has a system. So the Anglican Church has a system. Even if I drop dead today, a minister would be here the next day to minister the gospel, because we have a system of ministers within the system, so they would automatically come. But probably what you're asking, am I grooming another person? Not necessarily to be a minister of St. Luke, but probably to be out there somewhere serving. Could serve St. Luke eventually, but not necessarily. Yeah, I inspire a lot of people. I didn't know that I inspire people until when they open up, or sometimes it's in their subconscious. They'll be like, "How did you become a reverend?" Oh, what does it take? Now I know I've inspired you, or things like that. But I've been intentional. I encourage people to join. But I don't have one particular that I could say. This is the person.
No, I mean, again, as you said, there's a system, so
There is a
it
system.
might not be possible for the people you're
Once there's vacancy
grooming
here, the bishop, we always think of us as having a bishop behind us, and there will be no time when we don't have a bishop.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that means then the grooming must be for Nehemiah. You know,
Oh, yeah, probably that's what you're
make
talking
sure
about.
Nehemiah starts.
I'm trying to get my daughter, my first daughter,
that's what I wanted to say.
Because she's in the healthcare. She wants to be a nurse, and I've told her, you could be a nurse, earn money, and begin your life, but you could also do this as a ministry. You go to different countries, Africa and all that, because America is already rich. I mean, there's still people homeless and all that, but there's systems around. There's the welfare and all those things. But back in Africa, we don't have a well-built-up welfare system.
I think she could do it.
Yeah.
I think she can.
So we could use Nehemiah
with her
to
friends.
help the people, the poor of the world.
You might find that her heart is actually more eager and excited for that.
We've talked about it. She's actually the secretary of it.
Oh, that's nice. We are almost coming to an end. Let me ask you this one. Do you feel you can still return home and be a reverend there? Or once you're done here,
all the time.
You don't want to go into it in Uganda
So
again?
I think what you're actually asking is that you can never stop being a reverend. Once that mark is put on you, it's done.
Forever?
So, forever. So you can, wherever you go. They might not even recognize you, you might not disclose who you are.
Oh, it's just you.
But it's
okay.
there.
Oh, good.
And people will be like, there's something about you.
Yes.
Or you're doing things differently.
Yes.
Because if you really take it seriously, you will be a different person wherever you go. You definitely will be and probably you will even be in conflict with other people, because they'll be like, you bring a different culture here that is asking us to do so much. But I think what you're saying is, am I going to go back and be sent, given an assignment? So it depends on when I go. If I went now, I have another 10 years. To serve.
Yes.
If I went after 65, probably they'll be like, I think you should retire.
I know.
Yeah, but doesn't mean that you cannot go and stand on the pulpit and preach. But you don't have an office at that time to run around things, to organize, to do administration, the administration part of the church.
Wow, when you're talking, something came back to my mind. I wanted to go, before I got to my last question. So you said Mr. Busuulwa is in teaching? Is a teacher?
He's an art teacher.
Did it bother him that now you are so much in the spotlight as a reverend? Does it bother him at all? Or
We need to ask him. That would be an interesting question. I've never shared that, but he seems supportive.
Yeah, because it gets to a point where he feels like, okay, this person now
I'm
is
also
so
an
much for the
intelligent
community.
woman. I'm an intelligent girl. So I don't throw around my reverendishism around. I cook food, I serve it. I am a wife at home. I'm not there, being big and all that. I think that's when it would be a problem.
mostly I would say Ugandan men, I don't know about African men, we are kind of sometimes intimidated by the character. If our wife, let's say, has, not like a bad character, I mean like, if you're more prominent, let's assume you are the husband to Kamala Harris. I'm just giving an example. Like you feel like, oh, okay, now she's really so much. She's everywhere. Me, I'm this side. Nobody really sees me. Nobody cares. So, but it.
You know, God needs to give these women in the spotlight a certain kind of man, kind but also different in a way from other men.
Yes.
When I had just been ordained, when we had just had our first kid. She's now 23. I had to be in the pulpit. Yet I had a baby.
Yeah.
So I had to go to the procession. So he had to hold the
carry
kid.
The kid, yeah.
Now the Mothers Union women.
How could you do that?
They could give me the eye.
Of course.
I said, now what have I done? They want you to go, and they want you to hold the kid at the same time.
Yeah.
They want the man to sit there. But this guy was comfortable. We even have a picture of that. Of him holding his kid. He was fine.
How long ago is that?
Fine.
How long ago was that?
32 and a half or whatever.
Was that back home or here?
No, back home.
I know.
Back home. But, so that's why if you develop as one spouse, it's not good. You need to have similar experiences, go to different seminars, attend different crusades, whatever, together. So whatever you hear, you digest together and say, now how does this fit our life? So what do you think? You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Instead of assuming. Because there will be awkward moments.
Of course.
There's some people who are not sensitive to those things. And they would be like, they're prioritizing you.
Yeah.
And then they're leaving him behind.
Especially if you're
back home. He's not going to come back.
If you're
Before
back
you know
home,
it, he's like, I think we shouldn't go to that gathering because then you know.
Yeah, it's starting to eat him up.
Yeah.
No, but when you're back home, it's different. Because even changing a diaper, I would say, mostly, I mean, I grew up in Buganda, even though I come from Bunyoro, but people in the central, they'll no, that's for ladies. I mean, the husband, why should I change the diaper?
My husband was raised by
takes different grace.
Different kind of woman who made both boys and girls to do house chores. Yes. So he has no problem.
That's good.
And I think that's one reason he has been able to stay for that long. Because if he was the kind who needs his clothes washed, his food not only cooked but served. You see, those are two different things.
Yeah.
You could cook the food, leave it there somewhere. The person doesn't know what to do. They need it served here. Then there's going to be a problem.
It's the problem that happens, I would say, for immigrants. I have seen that. One woman was telling me her husband, they were not together for like 10 years. So she put everything, paperwork, blah, blah, finally to bring him here. And she realized, so he was so Ugandan that even when he came here, the things he couldn't do back in Uganda, he couldn't do them here. Like, she would come home and she would find his clothes still dirty, you know, everything, even though they have a laundry.
Dirty, that's good, but they're all over.
They have a laundry machine. So in his head, he said when they got married, the wife was washing his laundry, but now the wife moved here. It's been almost 10 years. And the wife has got a new system. You know, you wash your clothes. If I come home and you're tired, food is in the fridge, serve yourself, eat. For him, he would sit and wait for her to serve. And of course, as you said, it takes kindness to understand.
Yes, but we also need to pray for wisdom from God. We shouldn't be swallowed by this world and its business and its whatever is going on. We still need to remain women, and you have to be men, right? And we need to work things out. And that's exactly what we are about when I told you that we are with Molondo Manuela. These are the things that we are addressing, is that within the planning, we talk about now, how do you stay in your place as a wife? How do you stay even in a progressive world, right? Because whether you want it or not, progressivism is coming toward you and it's eating you up. Sometimes you're not even aware. But this wisdom now helps you catch it. And one of the biggest achievements or successes that you can have, apart from knowing the Lord Jesus Christ as your Lord, is to invest in you. which we've already talked about. But within that investing, it's not always going to get a degree or whatever, but also to be yearning to learn, to be a lifelong learner, where you learn about this, about the other. Now say, how can I be a good wife and yet help?
Yes.
Because you have to set standards and say, I want this kind of home. But then how do we get to it without being consumed by the many hours of work and stuff like that? So if you realize working 40 hours exhausts your body, then you're 30 hours. Another person could do even 60 hours and still serve their husband.
Yes.
So if your body cannot take 40 hours, then cut it down to 30. So you have the 10 hours to serve your husband.
Very few will think like that.
Eh?
But what you're saying has so much wisdom. But very few people will think of that, oh, now my money, I lose my money because of this man.
Now you're going to lose this man who you love so much.
I would rather make my money
but
and invest.
The fact of the matter is you want him to stay, don't you?
Yeah.
So you're going to have to
and vice versa also, by the way.
So you're
either
going to
way.
have to put systems that support you.
Prioritize you. Make it, I mean, it would be different. I would love to see when Mr. Busuulwa eventually comes here, how you manage. But of course now you've been here for a long time, and as I said, you've grown together to understand each other. But it will still take some time for, of course, to understand the system, the place.
There will be bumps.
Yeah.
Even when I visit, there's many things. I'll tell you, we were in South Africa in 2019, and something I thought was very simple almost made us fight. So I go, it was an academic sort of gathering, so I was coming from here and I wanted him to come, and he came, and we spent about 28 days in South Africa. So at some point, we had a party. You know how those gatherings end up with a party. So now we say we are going. So when we go, it's like a 30-minute walk. But how do you expect a lady to walk in a kakondo?
Of course.
30 minutes.
Of course.
So for him, he was like, we could save money here. And so I call an Uber. Guess what? Because I have ATM card.
Yes.
I don't even think that it's supposed to be, it is him supposed to have that ATM card to call. So for me, I'm like, we are going and we're using this Uber card. That was a shocker. That was number one. Then secondly is, for him, he thought we could walk. This guy can have a car at home, but he still walks to school. That is his life. That is his orientation or whatever. I mean, that's how he carries himself. For me, I'm like, I work a lot in America. Having an Uber here.
I know. An
so
Uber
those are the little things. Then you begin to say, oh, we are different.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we are so he doesn't know how tired I am in America. And I don't know him well.
Sure.
We should have had this discussion way before
to understand.
it happened. So we are at the party, we're like this because of that.
And I think he has a better quality of life. I think he rests enough in terms of resting, and because you work too hard. You work really too hard here. We work too hard. He has
a big workload. But he does sleep. I mean, for them, by 8 p.m. they
No, I mean, he has a better quality in terms of resting. He rests enough.
And I'm saying you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. But I'm also saying they do have a lot of work. He has some administrative role in that school as well as a teacher. So.
Wow.
He's busy.
This brings me to my very last question before we leave. I know last time we talked about the challenges that the Ugandan community is facing, and for some reason I don't know why my audio was so low on that one. But you mentioned, we talked about immigration, we talked about marriage, of course, we talked about depression. You know, we touched a bit about loneliness and the main challenges in the community. For your church, of course, you're not going to mention names. I know these areas are really critical. Immigration. We've had many people scared about being deported back home. We've had people who are believing God for their paperwork. We have people who are, believing God even for just the extension of like adjustment of status, employment. To what extent is that a big?
Just prayed for those adjustment of status.
A big concern for your congregation. Is that a huge concern for your congregation?
Yes, all of them equally. Depression. Immigration and all that. But what I do, the way I do ministry, is, as I told you, the way I raise my kids. I'm very aware that us alone, we cannot do it. And I can't be a church that has all of those things. You can't manage it, especially now that we are just looking to get a building to be permanent somewhat. you cannot have all those programs
Yes.
and have them fully functioning. So what we do is, would you call it outsourcing? Oh yeah. So I partner with different people. So if I hear there's a seminar going on at Global, like you guys, at
Just
3 on this day, there's
This is
immigration
happening.
thing going on. Why don't you go and listen in? Because I'm sure they've put in a lot of money and a lot of organizing and a lot of thinking into that, instead of doing it half here.
Yes.
Okay. Then another community will be doing that and all that. You know, I was a big part of the UBCA, for example. Yeah,
Okay.
Exactly. I mean, taking advantage of
Yes.
whatever they offer,
The community,
and
yeah.
supporting them. And so you tell people, for those kinds of social services, you tell people to go different places. And I think as a minister, you need to be seeking knowledge, or knowledge about many sources, so that when somebody is struggling, especially I've done that with housing. We've had quite a number of people homeless.
Oh.
Yes,
Okay.
I have every town that are surrounding. I know who to call. Can you help this person just have a night there?
That's nice.
Yeah, things like that, or food, or things, you know, and begin like that. So at least we have where to begin with.
Yes.
From before we go, pro bonos.
Ooh,
and all
that's
that.
good.
Waltham is full of resources.
I mean, when a church is resourceful, as you said, when you know people, key people, because that's one of the things I also learned one time in counseling. It was just a small seminar for pastors, and they said, don't feel like intimidated if you can't deal with something. Always feel comfortable to call the next pastor, you know, the next reverend, even if they could be Catholic, you're Anglican. Say, hey, I think this person needs some services that you
We
guys
need that
have.
partnership with
Yeah.
you. If we're going to serve people within our community, you cannot be by yourself.
Yeah.
No. You can be your own church, do everything on your own.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of things, especially the gospel.
Yeah.
But when it comes to social services now, you can do so much. But then
Oh yeah,
you need-
even things like depression. Like I may not be able to be an expert on how to deal with that, but I know someone who is maybe is a professional in this who can deal with that.
It can be a member of the church. It can
Yes, who can.
be a member of another church, or even a non-Ugandan.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Reverend. I think we've completed our part 2 of this discussion. You've really been a blessing. Personally, I've learned a lot, and I hope our people are also going to learn a lot. And we only wish you the very best. We're excited about Vision 2038
Oh yeah.
to see what the Lord brings, and the Nehemiah project as well. I hope it gets out of the briefcase
Yes.
and starts operational. Any final words as we close?
Yes. Thank you to our viewers. God bless you. Thank you so much, Evangelist Peter Lee, for identifying me and
of course.
thinking that I have something to share
Oh, you do.
with the world. Thank you so much. I would like to end us in a prayer, if that would be
Please,
okay.
please.
Father, in the name of Jesus, we honor you and give you thanks. We thank you for everything that we do. We thank you for every single person that is listening in. And we ask you kindly, mighty God, that you meet them at their points of need. We thank you for today and for this interview, and may your name continue to be praised. And may the blessing of God Almighty, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit be with each one of you and remain with you now and always. Amen.
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 Thank you so much. And Mr. Busuulwa, I can't wait to see
Oh
you
yeah, greetings
someday.
to you. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Bye.
We'll be here together.
Yes.